Hey folks, this is Jet. Today we're going to be looking at an NBC digital short, Raising Genderless Babies. They call it They Babies. Let's take a look. In the United States, some parents are raising children outside of gender norms, including Julia and Nate Sharp. So this is a heterosexual couple, I assume.
North America.
Flying to North America.
Julia and Nate believe this method of parenting could help shield their twins from negative gender stereotypes. We'll get into that, what they believe, in a second.
So I think that knowing the sex or the gender of your child is important to other people, partially just because it's part of the social script. They don't notice that they're any different from any other children because they have no idea that some children are she and some children are he.
All right.
Well, they're very young. They're very young.
Aye.
To them, they're all children.
So the other children, yes, I would agree. The other children are just going to view them as other children.
So like they don't notice any difference, and the other kids that they're with don't know.
The reason this is getting brought up is Julia and Nate do not disclose the biological sex of their children.
Good job, guys. Have a good summer.
A lot of young girls are, when they grow up, they're told, you know, don't get dirty, don't do that, that's not safe, be careful.
I have to disagree with you, and this is Julia. I have to disagree with you, Julia. I know a lot of Tom girls. Growing up, there were a lot of Tom girls. They played football with the guys. Nobody was telling them, don't, go play. Don't play in the mud. Always wear a dress. Nobody was saying that. Okay? Like, when the girls played football, that was awesome. So I have to disagree with you there.
Those kinds of things, and then they grow up to think that they're not capable of doing all these things, and then the young boys are told, oh, don't cry, you're okay, be strong, and then they aren't comfortable having emotions, which...
I don't think you have any evidence that, I think you're talking from emotion and not evidence. Because, like I said, the Tom girls I knew, they're doing amazing now.
can cause a lot of problems when they're older. Gender is not something that we have discussed with either of them at all, really.
Or as nervous about that as most parents are about like how our baby
I can't tell who's catching the kid, by the way.
is made.
They haven't really asked about it, so we're waiting until that question comes up. I think we're just kind of gonna wing it a little bit when we get there, but telling them that gender is something that's fluid, and a lot of people have penises, identify as being boys, but that's not something that is necessary if you feel like you're a girl, and vice versa.
So they don't have a plan? They'll cross that bridge when they come to it? What?
There is research that shows when you use gender binaries in our language, when we say good morning boys and girls, or when we just say to our kids, come on girls, or what a smart boy you are, using gender to sort and categorize and label kids. We do know.
Christina Spears Brown, author, Parenting Beyond Pink and Blue.
That increases gender stereotypes.
Wait. NBC brought her on just to say that calling a boy and a girl reinforces gender? You needed to bring a doctor on to say that?
A hair clip in your hair?
Yeah.
Do you need help, or are you gonna do it yourself?
I did it!
You did it!
A Facebook community for these parents. I don't know if that means Nate and Julia, or like parents of genderless babies. But anyway, a Facebook community for these parents currently claims about 220 members across the United States. So I guess there's 220 families on Facebook alone that are raising genderless, letting their children decide their gender.
Retired right after the case.
I apologize. We are.
As a result of raising our kids as babies, I'm hoping that they'll grow up and be supportive of other people and who they.
Nice, very nice Bayhouse architecture. So she wants her kids to grow up, or art, excuse me. She wants her kids to grow up and decide what gender they are. But they're little kids, and they said like we don't have a plan. But
binaries.
Let me show you. And I don't know. They brought a doctor out
language
to say boys are boys and girls are girls. But let me get to the point here. As soon as I saw this right here, and I saw this wasn't Nate, that's all I needed to know. Okay? That's all I needed to know. I'm under censorship, I can't really say anything, but this part of it, that's all I needed to know. I know what's going on here. Alright guys, like, share, subscribe.